So let's talk about brushes for a minute. There are lots of different shapes and sizes of brushes, and we're going to start with eye color brushes because those are the ones that people use the most. So I have an assortment of different brushes here. The first thing that you are going to want to notice the difference between are the flatter brushes and the more round fluffy brushes. Okay, the flatter brushes will lay more color down because you pick color up and you can just lay it down and keep layering color on top of each other and making it either darker or more vibrant. The fluffy brushes are great for padding and smoothing and blending, so it softens colors. So your flatter brushes are going to lay more color down, and your fluffier ones are going to soften and make them more blended out. Then you have fluffy flat top brushes, fluffy round top brushes, and fluffy angle brushes. Okay, and they all kind of have a different job. Anytime they're fluffier though, like this one is fluffy and it's kind of got a rounded top, but it's still a rectangular shaped end. That's great for blending in creases. And the more round ones and flatter ones are great for just some straight padding and blending out. Then the shaped ones with the pointy ends, they're really great for like putting a color in a corner, like across above your lash line and in your crease, and keeping that color more tight. You can also go under the lash line with this brush and keep that color tight there. Then we have the shaped face brushes. This one's kind of flat, but the more, and this is a really old brush. It is really tired looking, but the big round fluffy brushes that are rounded or domed on top, those are powder brushes, okay? They are great for putting powder on. And then the flatter top brushes are awesome for putting on foundation. This is a nice brush, but I like a more dense, a more tight brush. Like this one is really dense. When I put pressure on it, it pushes the whole brush rather than pushing in, where this one, it does pretty good too, but it still pushes in a little bit. This one's a little more dense. Then this brush is really cool. This is my foundation brush, and I love that it's contoured. It's really dense. You can hardly push it in, but it's contoured. So it's great for getting in around your eye, doing your eyelid, around your nose, and around your mouth, because it's shaped just right. And I love this brush. Your foundation brush should be a pretty tight brush that you can't press down on. Then these two brushes are big, fluffy brushes. And they are, I believe this one is specifically made for contouring and highlighting, and you could also use that for your blush. I use this one for my blush, but this one would work too. That's just what I prefer. And then I also use a little flat top one for my contouring. And I keep them separate, because this one always just has the darker color on it and this one has color on it. And so I use two different ones so I don't muck up the color, if that makes sense. So these round tipped ones are more for a more specific area, like blush or your highlight, blending your highlight. You can tap it on with your pearlizer wand and then blend it in with that. Same as this one. This one is stiffer. So again, it's going to be more specific. Anytime you use a stiffer bristled brush, you're going to leave more specific color down, or you're going to wipe it away faster, if that makes sense. So that is my, let's see, a couple other specific brushes. I love this brush. This is, it's got an angle brush on one end and a spoolie on the other. This is, I love this brush to do my lashes or my eyebrows with. And I have literally I've used lots of different things to do my brows. The actual brow sense, I use Shadow Sense 99% of the time. I was in, I believe, when I went to Oklahoma last fall to take puppies to the Futurity show, and I forgot when I packed, I did a really bad job of packing for that trip, and I didn't have my Shadow Sense or my Brow Sense, and I ended up using a brown mascara that I had and did my brows with that. So I really like this brush. And then this one is just it's a Luxe brush, and I use it if it's really stiff, so it moves the product a lot. So a lot of times I use it if I'm going to use like a color to add a bright color under my lash line to really make something pop. I will use that one, but you have to really pat it on because that flat, stiff brush moves the product. So you kind of have to pat it on there. And then of course the little teeny tiny brush is great for to do liner if you're using something liquid, or even if you used a Shadow Sense, you could pick it up with this brush and put it around. So those are some of my brushes. Oh, let's see. This brush I was going to show you, and this brush, and of course the spatula. The silicone spatula is awesome for your gold mask because you can get a nice flat even layer on. This brush is supposed to be a foundation brush, but I use it to put my silk on. I squirt a little bit of silk out right on the edge. That, of course, is my face spackle that I use to fill in lines with when I'm using that. It's a little softer brush than what I'm used to, but I'm getting better at it, and I'm kind of liking it because I can leave more product in. The stiffer brush that I was using was probably not laying enough product in. Another flat, stiffer brush that I use for my concealer because I can pat color down and leave it there. It doesn't move it around. Then this brush specifically comes with the Collagen Night Pack. It's a pretty narrow brush, but it's got that shape to it, and I really like it. And my Collagen Night Pack is almost gone. I apologize, but it is a gel-like product, and it actually has a really pretty gold pattern through it. The Collagen Night Pack you use at night, and it's the very last thing that you put on your face, and it forms a barrier that protects your face from the elements when you're sleeping, but it also seals in everything that you did, all of your moisturizer, all of your hydration products. It seals that in, and this brush comes with it, and you just literally pick up a teeny tiny bit. This product will last months and months and months and months. I can't even tell you when I opened this, probably late last summer. But I just pick some up, I dab it around on my face, and then I blend it all upward and around my eyes really nice. And I put this on my Collagen Night Pack on my lips. So that brush comes with that. So those are the brushes that I use. That doesn't mean that it's right or wrong. It just means that that's what I use and it works for me. So I would start, if you're like really not sure what you like and how you want it to work, buy some cheap brushes. Figure out the shapes and the softnesses that you like, and then work your way up. The Luxe brushes, this blue one was a Synergent, comes in the Synergent set. I have some sets if you're interested in a set. Let's see. I don't even know what these pink ones are because a friend of mine got them. They were a very inexpensive set, and she gave me a set. She got them on eBay. The yellow ones are Bdellium brushes. They're kind of a middle of the road expense. And then this Luxe brush set. And actually, I think I'm going to make the Luxe brush set part of the bundle situation at the end of this party, or at the end of this boot camp. But the Luxe set is a really nice collection. I think you have to buy it in a collection. I don't think you can buy them individually, but I started out with the Luxe brushes, and I've had really, really good luck with them. Really like them a lot. So that is my quick spiel on brushes.